Let me ask you something. What happens when the brightest star in Hollywood leaves behind a shadow so dark it refuses to fade? Tonight, we uncover the haunting mystery of Marilyn Monroe, a story not just of fame and fortune, but of whispers in the night, unexplained movements, and a chilling presence that lingers to this day. Marilyn Monroe. Her name is synonymous with glamour and charm, but beneath the dazzling smile and Hollywood stardom lay a tragic tale wrapped in secrets. Tonight, we're stepping into her final days, days filled with eerie warnings, unexplained events, and a sense of foreboding that no one could have predicted. It all begins at her home on Helena Drive, a modest yet elegant house Marilyn purchased to escape the chaos of her life. Little did she know, this would be the place where her story would take its darkest turn. In the weeks leading up to her death, Marilyn confided in close friends about a sense of unease. She felt watched even when alone. Her housekeeper reportedly found mirrors shattered without explanation and heard soft whispers echoing through the halls late at night. Was it her troubled mind? Or was there something sinister lurking in the shadows? But the strangest reports didn't come from inside the house. They came from her neighbors. Multiple witnesses claimed to have seen dark figures moving through her home after sundown. One neighbor, braving the courage to investigate, called out to the figure in her backyard. What happened next was bone-chilling. The figure vanished into thin air. And then came the night of August 4th, 1962. Marilyn was found lifeless in her bedroom. The official report labeled it a probable suicide, but the inconsistencies surrounding her death left a trail of questions that would haunt Hollywood forever. But what's even more disturbing is what happened after her death. Visitors to the house claimed to feel icy chills, hear faint voices, and even catch glimpses of Marilyn herself in mirrors. Could her spirit be trying to tell us something? Was her tragic end merely the beginning of another mystery? Stay with us, because as we unravel this tale, the truth behind Marilyn Monroe's haunting may leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about her. What do you think? Could this be the restless spirit of an icon, or something far darker? Let's find out together. If you thought Marilyn Monroe's story ended with her untimely death, think again. The strange occurrences didn't stop. They only grew more chilling. After Marilyn's passing, her Helena Drive home was sold to new owners. At first, they dismissed the whispers of her ghost as mere Hollywood folklore. But they quickly realized this wasn't just another urban legend. One evening, the new homeowner, a young screenwriter, was working late in Marilyn's old bedroom. The room, still adorned with some of the original decor, carried an air of melancholy. As he sat typing on his vintage typewriter, the unmistakable scent of Marilyn's favorite perfume, Chanel No. 5, filled the air. He looked around, but there was no one there. Then the typewriter stopped. No explanation, no jam, just silence. When he stood to investigate, he swore he saw a faint figure reflected in the large mirror on the wall. He described it as a soft, glowing silhouette, a woman, her blonde curls unmistakable. But when he turned around, the room was empty. This wasn't an isolated incident. Friends and visitors who came to the house reported similar encounters. Some heard faint laughter. Others saw the fleeting image of a woman in white at the edge of their vision. And the strangest of all, a gentle touch, like a hand brushing against their arm, only to turn and see nothing. By now, the house had earned a reputation. Paranormal investigators were called in, equipped with cameras and recording devices. One team reported capturing an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, of a woman's voice softly saying, "I'm still here." But here's where it gets even more bizarre. Marilyn's former belongings, her dresses, jewelry, and even her diary, were said to carry the same energy. Owners of her memorabilia reported similar hauntings, claiming to feel her presence or hear her voice calling their names. Could it be that Marilyn was tied to her possessions, unable to let go of the life she once knew? Or was something else keeping her spirit bound to this world? But it wasn't just her home or belongings. Sightings of Marilyn's ghost began cropping up at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood, where she had often stayed during her career. Guests claimed to see her reflection in the lobby mirror or feel her presence in room 1200. The question is, Why? What was keeping Marilyn's spirit so restless? And why did her presence seem so strong, even decades after her passing? Stick with us as we dive deeper into this mystery. In the next part, we'll uncover new evidence. Evidence that suggests Marilyn's story may not have been as simple as the world was led to believe. Do you feel it too? That cold chill, the sense that someone's watching you? Let's keep going. The truth is closer than you think. If you thought Marilyn Monroe's haunting presence was unsettling, wait until you hear this. The deeper we dig, the darker the story becomes. The Roosevelt Hotel wasn't the only place Marilyn's ghost was said to linger. Her final resting place at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery became a hotspot for eerie occurrences. Visitors often reported a heavy sense of sadness, even despair, as they approached her crypt. Some claimed to hear a soft, melodic humming, almost like a lullaby, and the distinct sensation of being watched. But here's the twist. This haunting isn't just about memories or grief. Investigators started to notice something peculiar. The sightings of Marilyn's ghost weren't random. They followed a pattern. Each reported encounter seemed to coincide with anniversaries of key moments in her life. Her breakthrough film debut, the night she sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President," and most notably, the night she passed away. This pattern led many to question whether Marilyn's ghost was tied not just to her fame, but to the circumstances of her death. Let's revisit that tragic night in August 1962. Officially, it was ruled a probable suicide, an overdose of barbiturates. But whispers of foul play surrounded the case. The phone records, the missing diary pages, the conflicting reports from those who found her. It all pointed to something more sinister. And then there was the seance. Yes, you heard that right. In the late 1970s, a group of Hollywood psychics held a seance at Marilyn's crypt, hoping to contact her spirit. Witnesses claimed to feel a sudden drop in temperature and hear faint whispers. One psychic reportedly channeled Marilyn's voice, crying out, "I was betrayed." Could this explain her restless spirit? Was she seeking justice? Or perhaps closure for a life cut short under suspicious circumstances? But the most spine-chilling revelation came from her former housekeeper, Mrs. Murray, who, in her later years, confessed to seeing Marilyn's ghost the night she died. Mrs. Murray claimed to have left the room only briefly, and when she returned, Marilyn's body was cold. Yet her reflection appeared in the vanity mirror, smiling faintly. This revelation sent shockwaves through the paranormal community. It suggested that Marilyn's spirit may have been aware of her passing and stayed behind, tethered by unfinished business. And the conspiracy theories didn't stop there. Some investigators believe that powerful figures of the time, desperate to protect their secrets, may have had a hand in Marilyn's untimely demise. Could it be that her ghost lingers not just out of sorrow, but as a silent witness to the truth? This story grows darker with every turn. Are we merely scratching the surface of a much larger mystery? Stick around, because in the next part, we'll explore the chilling evidence that ties Marilyn's restless spirit to one of the most infamous conspiracy theories of all time. Do you dare to continue? Because this is where the story gets even more unnerving. We're diving deeper into the chilling enigma surrounding Marilyn Monroe. If you've stayed with us this far, prepare yourself. What comes next will shake you to your core. As whispers of foul play surrounded Marilyn's death, the corridors of power in 1960s America became the focal point of scrutiny. Her ties to President John F. Kennedy and his brother, Attorney General Robert Kennedy, weren't just fodder for tabloid speculation. They were the threads of a web that many believe ensnared Marilyn in something far bigger than her. In the weeks leading up to her death, Marilyn had confided in her close friend and hairstylist, Sidney Gilleroff. She claimed she was being followed, her phones were tapped, and she felt like a pawn in a game too dangerous to play. And then there was the diary, the infamous Red Diary where Marilyn allegedly documented conversations with powerful men. This diary, said to contain explosive secrets about national security and covert operations, vanished after her death. Those who claim to have seen it describe it as the key to the puzzle, a record of truths that some would kill to keep hidden. The night Marilyn died, neighbors reported strange activity. A mysterious ambulance arriving hours before her body was discovered, figures lurking around her property, and the sound of muffled voices in the early hours. Was this a botched rescue attempt, or something more sinister? Fast forward to the present day, and the mystery only deepens. Paranormal investigators visiting Marilyn's former Brentwood home have reported startling activity. Eerie cold spots, whispers echoing in empty hallways, and most disturbingly, a ghostly silhouette seen standing near the bedroom where she passed. Some believe this apparition is Marilyn herself, replaying her final moments, searching for answers. But it doesn't stop there. Tourists and locals alike have reported seeing a woman resembling Marilyn wandering near the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel late at night. Her expression? Sad, almost pleading. Could it be that her spirit is trying to communicate something? Or warn us about a truth buried long ago? And here's where the story takes an unexpected twist. An audio recording, allegedly captured during a paranormal investigation at the Roosevelt, surfaced online. The faint but unmistakable voice of a woman was heard saying, "They lied." Experts have analyzed the recording, and while skeptics dismiss it as a coincidence, believers are convinced it's Marilyn, calling out from beyond the grave. Was Marilyn Monroe silenced because she knew too much? Was her death orchestrated by those desperate to protect their secrets? And if so, could her restless spirit be a beacon, guiding us to uncover the truth she couldn't reveal in life? In the final part, we'll explore the shocking implications of Marilyn's hauntings and the undeniable clues that point to a conspiracy of chilling proportions. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Because this journey is far from over. What you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Marilyn Monroe's death was officially ruled a probable suicide, but the evidence we've explored suggests something far darker. A calculated silencing of one of Hollywood's brightest stars. In the years since her passing, countless individuals have tried to connect the dots. Journalists, investigators, even former government officials have come forward, hinting at a cover-up. And then there's the chilling testimony from Eunice Murray, Marilyn's housekeeper, who was present the night she died. Before her death, Murray admitted in an interview, "Things were done that night that I cannot explain." The red diary? Still missing, its existence fiercely debated. Some claim it was destroyed by powerful forces desperate to keep its contents from the world. Others insist it's hidden, waiting for the right moment to resurface. And then there's the paranormal side. Paranormal experts believe Marilyn's spirit is not at rest because of the unanswered questions surrounding her death. At her crypt in Westwood Village Memorial Park, visitors have reported overwhelming feelings of sadness, as if Marilyn herself is reaching out to them. One chilling account stands out. A man visiting the cemetery late one night described seeing a figure in a white dress standing near Marilyn's grave. She turned to him, her face solemn, and whispered, "It wasn't an accident." He ran, but the memory has haunted him ever since. But the most shocking revelation came from a secret set of files declassified decades after Marilyn's death. These documents, though heavily redacted, referenced a Project Blue Book meeting where Marilyn's name appeared in connection with sensitive information, specifically UFOs and government cover-ups. Could this be why she was silenced? Was she privy to secrets so dangerous that they cost her life? And as for her spirit, paranormal investigators believe Marilyn's ghost continues to appear not out of anger, but as a plea for truth, plea for justice. She remains one of Hollywood's most enduring icons, but her story serves as a haunting reminder of the cost of power, fame, and forbidden knowledge. And now I turn to you. What do you believe happened to Marilyn Monroe? Was she simply a victim of her own demons, or was she caught in a web spun by those far more powerful than she ever imagined? Let's uncover the truth together in the comments below. And remember, the truth is out there, waiting to be found. Thank you for watching, and if this story captivated you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with those who dare to question the official narrative. Until next time, stay curious and stay vigilant.